She rolled up to the last lane in the drive-thru wearing big sunglasses. She sent over her withdrawal slip with accompanying ID, which said she was 60 to 70 years old. And she looked really good for her age. The bank thought otherwise and decided to dig. Finally, they asked if she was attempting the withdrawal on behalf of her mother. This is fraud in a moment, and the truth starts now. Dodger in the drive-thru, stealing a senior's identity one slip at a time. It started like any ordinary drive-thru transaction. A woman rolled up wearing oversized sunglasses, the kind meant to hide more than sunlight. She sent over a withdrawal slip and an ID which read, Virginia Jones. The ID belonged to a woman in her 60s or 70s, but the person in the car, she looked decades younger. Then came the line that triggered suspicion. "Oh, I have a password on my account." She recited it confidently. But when the teller pulled up the profile, something didn't add up. There was no password on the senior's account, but there was a password on Virginia's daughter, Melody's account. The teller checked Melody Jones' date of birth. The woman in the car looked much closer to that age, not the age on the ID she was presenting. The teller called the manager. The manager took one look and agreed. This is not her. They called Virginia Jones' cell phone. "Are you at the bank right now?" the bank manager asked. "No." "Someone is here with your ID," she replied. "Hold on," Virginia said. "Let me check my bag." A pause. Then, "My ID is missing," she said, "and I think I know who has it." Virginia asked the bank to retain the ID. She asked them to refuse the withdrawal. She asked them to secure her account. The bank agreed. They returned to the drive-thru. They called the woman by Melody's name, and she responded. Then she panicked and corrected herself. "Oh no, it's Virginia. That's my daughter's name." The jig was up. They asked if she was attempting the withdrawal on behalf of her mother. She said yes, flatly, emotionless, defeated. They told her the real account holder had requested the withdrawal be refused and the ID retained. She said okay and drove off. Virginia later picked up her ID, and neither Virginia nor Melody was ever heard from again. The scam nearly worked simply because it exploited operational access. Melody had physical possession of Virginia's ID. Psychological familiarity. Melody knew the password on her own account and tried to use it as credibility, ironically and ultimately to her own detriment. Seniors often trust family members with personal items. But the scam failed because the bank trusted its instincts and refused to let a disguise override common sense. What did we learn from this story? 1. Family-based fraud is one of the fastest-growing senior scams. 2. Never let family members carry your ID unless absolutely necessary. 3. Monitor your wallet and purse closely. Missing IDs are often the first sign of exploitation. 4. If you suspect someone close to you has your ID, notify your bank immediately. 5. Passwords should never be shared, even with relatives. 6. Drive-thru fraud is rising because scammers assume banks won't question appearances. 7. If someone looks significantly younger than the age on the ID, it's a red flag. 8. Banks can retain IDs when fraud is suspected. Use this protection. 9. Add account passwords or special instructions to prevent impersonation. 10. Trust your instincts and trust the instincts of your banker. A pair of sunglasses, a stolen ID, and a daughter who tried to become her mother long enough to drain her account. Fraud doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it comes from the people who know your passwords, your habits, and your age. This scam nearly worked because it exploited trust, familiarity, and the assumption that family wouldn't steal. This has been Fraud in a Moment, where we expose the schemes hiding in plain sight and give you the tools to protect what's yours. Until next time, stay alert, stay steady, and remember, be open enough to listen to the wisdom from your banks. They've seen it all, and you just might soon be saying thanks.